Have you ever wondered how the food you eat impacts not only your health but also your lifespan? It's a thought-provoking question, isn't it? Our diet, the very sustenance we consume daily, is intricately linked with our longevity. It's not just about maintaining a healthy weight or keeping our hearts strong. It's about the immense power of nutrition, its ability to shape our health, and its potential to add years to our lives. The food we choose to put on our plates can be the difference between a vibrant, disease-free life and one plagued with health issues. It's a silent but potent factor that influences our overall well-being and life expectancy. Poor dietary choices can lead to chronic diseases, obesity, and even premature death. But fear not, the key to a longer, healthier life is within your grasp. It's all in the choices we make every day. So, let's dive deeper into the types of foods that can harm your health and possibly shorten your lifespan. At the top of the harmful foods list are processed foods and sugars. But why are these everyday items so detrimental to our health? Processed foods, those convenient, ready-to-eat snacks and meals we find on supermarket shelves, are often packed with unhealthy additives. They are high in unhealthy fats, sugars and sodium, which can lead to obesity, heart disease and high blood pressure. Not to mention, these foods are typically low in nutrients and fiber, essential for a healthy and balanced diet. Then, there's the issue of sugars. While a little sugar can be fine, excessive consumption is a different story. Too much sugar can lead to weight gain, and it's not just about empty calories. Sugars, particularly those found in sugary drinks and sweets, can cause a rapid rise and fall in blood glucose levels, leading to mood swings, fatigue, and even headaches. Over time, this can put a strain on your body's ability to regulate blood sugar, setting the stage for type 2 diabetes. The long-term effects of consuming these foods are even more concerning. Regular consumption of processed foods and high-sugar diets can lead to chronic inflammation, a condition linked to a host of health problems including heart disease, stroke, and even certain cancers. But it's not just physical health that's at stake. Our diets also affect our mental health. Studies have found links between diets high in processed and sugary foods and increased risks of depression and anxiety. Indeed, the effects of these foods on our bodies can be far-reaching, impacting every aspect of our health and well-being. A diet high in processed foods and sugars can also accelerate the aging process. These foods can cause damage to the skin's collagen and elastin, the proteins that keep our skin firm and elastic. Over time, this damage can lead to premature wrinkles and sagging skin. In the end, the convenience of processed foods and the allure of sugars come at a high cost to our health. They may satisfy our taste buds and provide a quick energy fix, but in the long run, they can significantly shorten our lifespan. So it's clear that processed foods and sugars are no friends to longevity. It's time to make more mindful choices about what we put into our bodies. Moving on to another category of harmful foods, we have trans fats and saturated fats. These two types of fats often lurk in the most tempting of foods, making them silent killers in our diets. Trans fats, also known as partially hydrogenated oils, are a type of fat that food manufacturers create by adding hydrogen to vegetable oil. This process turns the oil into a solid at room temperature, extending its shelf life and enhancing the texture of certain foods. Unfortunately, this artificial alteration comes with a heavy health cost. Trans fats raise your bad cholesterol levels while lowering your good cholesterol levels, leading to a higher risk of heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. Examples of foods high in trans fats include margarine, fried foods, and baked goods like cookies, crackers, and cakes. Fast food is another major culprit. That crispy golden French fry or flaky pie crust may taste heavenly, but they're often loaded with trans fats. Then there are saturated fats. These occur naturally in many foods, predominantly in animal products such as meat and dairy. While some saturated fat in your diet is not harmful, too much can raise your blood cholesterol levels, leading to heart disease. Foods high in saturated fats include red meat, whole milk, cheese, and butter. Coconut oil and palm oil, although plant-based, also contain high amounts of saturated fats. The key is moderation. While it may seem difficult to completely eliminate these fats from your diet, small steps can make a big difference. Start by reducing your intake of processed and fast foods and opt for lean meats and low-fat dairy products when possible. It's also worth noting that not all fats are bad. Monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats found in foods like avocados, fish, and nuts can actually help lower bad cholesterol levels and provide essential nutrients. Trans fats and saturated fats, they are as harmful as they sound. But with mindful eating and informed choices, their silent, deadly impact can be mitigated. High sodium intake and processed meats, a dangerous duo that is often overlooked. Let's delve right in. When it comes to sodium, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Our bodies need it for various functions, but too much can have severe repercussions, particularly on our cardiovascular health. High sodium consumption can lead to hypertension or high blood pressure, a stealthy condition often dubbed the silent killer. It puts extra strain on our heart and blood vessels, increasing the risk of heart disease and stroke. Now, where does processed meat fit into this picture? Well, processed meats like ham, bacon, and sausages are often high in sodium. But that's not their only downside. They're also packed with preservatives like nitrates and nitrites which, when consumed in large amounts, have been linked to several types of cancer. Moreover, these meats are typically high in saturated fats. And while our bodies do need some fat, the type of fat matters. Saturated fats can raise your level of bad LDL cholesterol, contributing to heart disease. So the combination of high sodium intake and processed meats forms a rather dangerous duo. It's a cocktail that could potentially increase your risk of cardiovascular diseases, high blood pressure, and even cancer. And remember, moderation is key. A little salt here, a strip of bacon there, might not be a cause for alarm. But a consistent diet high in sodium and processed meats can be a recipe for health problems. High sodium and processed meats, a combination that could potentially shorten your lifespan. Last but not least, we will talk about the hidden hazards, artificial additives, and preservatives. These seemingly small components are often overlooked, but they carry significant risks. They're found in many common processed foods, from cereals and breads to canned goods and even some beverages. Studies suggest they can disrupt our body's natural functions, leading to health complications over time. It's important to read food labels and aim for natural whole foods whenever possible. Artificial additives and preservatives, small but mighty in terms of their potential harm. Now that we've discussed these harmful foods, what can we do about it? It's all about making mindful decisions. We've taken a deep dive into processed foods and sugars, trans and saturated fats, high sodium content, and artificial additives. All of these can have a detrimental impact on our health and longevity. But there's a silver lining. We can always choose healthier alternatives. Opt for whole foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. They're packed with essential nutrients, without the harmful extras. Swap processed sugars for natural sweeteners like honey or maple syrup. Replace trans and saturated fats with healthier fats found in avocados, nuts, and olive oil. And don't forget, keeping sodium intake in check and avoiding processed meats can do wonders for your cardiovascular health. As we wrap up, let's remember that every bite we take is a choice. Choose foods that nourish your body, not harm it. Remember, the choice is in your hands. Choose wisely, live longer.